for just a second on engage all the senses, because you wrote something in here in one of those chapters that like freaks me out. Like, take 5 minutes of silence, either at the beginning or, toward the end of a meeting. I just have to tell you, I'm reading that and I'm thinking, could we make it 2? Could we make it 1? I mean, 5 minutes is eternity.
It's an eternity. It is so much fun, and I really hope that you and all of your listeners will try it. I have to tell you, Dan, you're not alone. So when I've had people read the book, and I've had a number of readers, this book is really the product of so much feedback and interaction with people. I've had so much comment on, come on, Melanie, no one really takes 5 minutes. So let me tell you a little bit about that. It actually is a chance for people to gather their thoughts and to center, right? So I have done this most of the times in the most hostile discussions. So when I am facilitating groups where everybody wants to get their opinion out, often not wanting to listen to other people's opinion, that they come into a meeting and they want to drive to their conclusion, not to the group's solution. So I destabilize or surprise people by saying, you know what, I want to begin by everybody taking a few minutes, pens down, phones off, and let's just be silent together. Now, you can't do this all the time or people would start to see it as a hokey trick, but having it in your toolkit is a really valuable source. So you say to people, let's just take a few minutes, and what I want you to just do is breathe together. And we just kind of, you say, you can close your eyes if you want, you can keep them open, it doesn't matter. I know you want to giggle, you can laugh, but try to laugh to yourself. I acknowledge that this is awkward, so no kind of pretense that this is, quote, normal, but we're going to just hang out and breathe. And you start to find after that second minute, when all of that weird awkwardness passes, that people start to breathe in the same rate, because actually our bodies are wired to align with the people around us. So now suddenly we are truly in sync biologically. We're breathing together. We're also starting to let whatever we brought into the room float away. And then I ask people to just think about how they want to feel at the end of the meeting, right? And so there's a calm that comes over people. There's a centeredness, there's a clarity. And then when we begin, people are coming from a place where they have truly connected. They've experienced the people around them. They are ready to talk more openly about the tension they feel in the room, how they would like to alleviate that tension. And then we can work to a common goal, which first and foremost is an emotional one. We all want to leave here feeling a release of tension and that we are literally breathing better.
Wow. So I love the question, how do you want to feel? I think that question applies in so many ways. Like when a leader, how do you want the people to feel when you show up?
Exactly. And there's, I have actually 2 examples about that, if I may. I mean, I was put on a panel with somebody from IBM who was talking about the advances in AI and what they would mean for the workplace. And I was there to be the human side of the workplace. So it was interesting how we were pit against each other. And I'm watching all of these, it was like a CEO's roundtable, and I'm watching the people in the room and this talks about using your senses. I could just watch their anxiety rise as they were listening to what Watson could do and how that would really change and disrupt the way that they operate. And I got called on to then make my comments, and I decided to just start with, I want to check, how does everybody feel in the room right now? And this was a room of predominantly men in suits, sitting around, all with their CEO name tags. So they were a bit taken aback, like, who's this woman, the shrink coming in, daring to ask this? And the first person said, I'm terrified. And then the next person said, I am completely overwhelmed. And then with that honesty and vulnerability, the whole mood shifted. We had a terrific conversation. The person who was there from IBM could listen and respond to the ways in which actually their goal is to make it comfortable to bring in robotics, not to decimate the experience. It was an incredibly fruitful conversation. We couldn't have had it if we didn't go to the feelings first place. Otherwise, it would have been a group of potential corporate competitors all posturing with each other.